Hey guys, it's Rachel Castile. I'm out driving. I'm an Uber driver by day, YouTuber by night. I don't know. But anyways, I'm out driving. I've got some time here, so I'm just going to share some tips on how I've grown as a type 2. I'm a 2-wing 3, and just share some advice that I've seen has set me free from a lot of the hang-ups that 2s are really susceptible to. So something that's really helped me is to discern the expectations that I've put on people around me, like just to keep my awareness for any way I felt let down by somebody. It reveals to me the expectation that I've put on them, and then I release that. I let go of it, and I realize, like, you know what? People are free to do whatever's in their heart to do. Like, to allow people to walk their own paths has really helped me. Also, just like articulating, I actually journal in how I do this, but articulating what my actual needs are and what my wants are, what my desires are, and what my heart is actually needing at any given moment. So I made a practice of journaling. Like, I'm a spiritual person, so like I journal to God, and prayer really, it's just a conversation. So I'm just expressing my heart, becoming aware of what's in my heart personally. But I journal, and I'll write out almost every morning, but I'll write out what I need, what I can sense that my heart needs, and things that I want. So that's kind of in the forefront of my mind. And then I realize, like that's my own journey, that's my own things, and to prioritize, like, navigating that and prioritizing what my heart actually is needing at any given point, and to let that guide my life instead of getting like focused on my ability to show up for other people or my connections with other people. And I think a 2 in a state that's not paying attention to their needs can be like backhandedly with strings attached on other people, getting their needs met in exchange for being good to them and showing up for them and being helpful and things like that. So yeah, the combination of those two things, just catching any expectation. If my heart ever feels let down in some way, then it reveals to me some type of attachment or some debt I think people owe me, some expectation I have on their behavior towards me in some way. And this is unlocking for me to walk my own path, and this is like how 2s go to 4 in health and in growth. Just in journaling and writing what I want is starting to get me more in a creative space in designing my own life and kind of living from that place instead of living from the coping strategy of the 2. So I really am starting to become very 4-like, and this has really helped me to catch where I'm still unhealthy in certain aspects of my heart. And yeah, so that's just a quick tip for you guys. Let's see if there's anything to add around this topic. But I guess practically, like as an Uber driver, some way that I could apply that is knowing what bothers me, what my personal needs are, what are my personal preferences, and making a point to keep my standards very specific, to define, like, or to notice in my heart when something bothered me, and to take note of that. So it speaks to some type of need that I have. It's like, okay, I don't need people to use my time negatively, so I need to set a boundary. I need to set a standard of how I'm going to address or what my protocols are. So that's a way of kind of designing through noticing my heart, honoring my heart, seeing my need, and then seeing how I can meet my need or have my need always be met, to live with it met instead of expecting somebody to throw me a bone on the backside of favors or things like that, that somebody else will take care of me or something. Just like taking responsibility for what's going on in my heart, and then meeting it first, living at the pace of honoring myself, loving myself. You could call it nurturing the self. It's nurturing who Rachel really is. Like, instead of looking for someone else to do it, I nurture myself. I love myself. I make sure to keep my life in alignment with what is healthy for me. So it's really pulled me out of that strategy altogether. Like, the way I live is so different. Like, I'm living the life I want to live. Like, genuinely so. Every aspect of my life. When I bump into something that's not good for me, I change it. Like, I edit the story. I change my future. And I'm seeing I really can have every bit of what I actually want, and all my needs be met. Here's something I could add. Communication has been a big thing with, say, my husband or somebody that's really in my life. Communicating what my needs are. I've had to grow in that. I realize, like, I can fall into thinking that people can read my mind, and that they're intentionally not being observant to something that I'm going through. And I've realized it's a lack of me ever communicating that I needed it, sort of thing. So I've grown in when I sense something, to communicate it. I think that's a big thing. The pride of the two is, it's like, I'm good when you're not good, and then out of nowhere, 5 months down the road, I could blow up or feel just so overlooked or not cared for in some way. And I realize it's from a lack of actually letting my needs be made known. And it's like I could train people by saying I'm okay, when somebody could easily be open to having the conversation that I need to have, but I trained them that I never needed it, that sort of thing. So that's been huge. Catching myself if I'm in a state of feeling like some big, how could I word it? I'm not in the moment right now with that, but it's like feeling like not affirmed or not cared for or something, like thinking that people don't care, or that people aren't thoughtful or don't care. And it's a projection that a two can find themselves in. So I've leaned into communicating preemptively when I feel something come up. It doesn't mean that, hey, in that moment the conversation's going to happen, but it's like scheduling, hey, I need a time to talk soon, whenever you can, that sort of thing. It's like valuing what I need to express, valuing what I need to talk through or process. Or I could feel offended. That's a big thing. I can feel offended by different things, and I catch that's my own thing, that I'm like, hey, I actually just need to tell you, like, I got offended by this. I don't know, I've been processing this, like, can we talk about it? Like, bringing it out instead of living with hidden stories within myself, sort of thing. That's really helped to look at where that came from. I took this situation to mean that you just were apathetic, or you didn't care about what I was experiencing in that moment, or it's like, oh no, yeah, let's talk about it. That's really been a big thing, like, and it's an ongoing thing. So I realize the more I do that, the more responsibility I'm taking for my own emotions, for my own needs, and then meeting my needs by allowing myself to matter in the relationship, allowing my heart to know it's not selfish to have conversations around my own needs, and having things be adjusted to meet my needs. It's like allowing myself to be in the relationship just as much as I accommodate and support and affirm other people I'm in relationship with in the same way I'm having to see that it's my fault that I'm not getting that reciprocated, and then starting the new habit to communicate not only my needs to myself but to others, so that begins to like pull me out of the pride of I'm good and I'm good, I don't need anything. That I start to see that I matter, or that my needs matter, and prioritizing them is the best way of life for a 2. So getting into 2 wing 3 things, I could say a bit about that. Kind of getting out of the image consciousness stuff and just letting myself be raw with people where I am, like just even the value of not performing around people for a while has been amazing. Like in a driving job like this, sometimes I'm just quiet and I let my heart stick to what's real. That if I need to not overly make the other person feel so heard and understood and ask them all about their life, just like moving into health within all of that has been like to not yield to like flattering or just being overly always positive, but to stay genuine in my interest for other people, that I stick to my actual interests within the conversation, like to ask them genuine questions, to know that my heart is actually curious about whatever I do ask about, or to share what I'm actually wanting to share and not sharing what I feel I have to share or something like that. So it's checking in with what is genuine, what's actually my need in that moment, and what's authentic to my actual state too. It's helped to set me free from like the performance of looking a certain way or trying to show up a certain way, the standards I put on myself of what being friendly looks like. So now it's being genuine, being attuned to myself first, and then being able to give that to other people too, that they can stay genuine. And so my type is called the host. So very much I love hosting. I love knowing that I've prepared an atmosphere or a place for somebody that's clean, or just even hosting people in my car. I enjoy rideshare way more than food. Like I don't really do food because I realize it's really about the people for me more so. But still, like even when it comes to money, like managing like what type of rides I take, or what's actually good, not to, oh, I need this, somebody else saying I really would like for you to do this, and like me staying true to my own vision of why I'm even out here driving, so it's meeting the needs that also meet my needs too, has helped a lot. And then that's kind of starting to birth my creativity, my own vision for the life that I want to be living, and not just pleasing other people for the sake of feeling needed, or meeting a need for somebody else in of itself, So yeah, guys, that's about it. I'm about to pick up my next person here, and but this has been great. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If there's anything you'd like to ask about or have comments about anything I've said, feel free to leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel for future content. I talk about the Enneagram, objective personality, Myers-Briggs, all things personal growth, life as we're wired, and all of this. So, alright guys, thanks for stopping by the channel. I'll see y'all on the next one.